No one else is clicking
Woo-ha!
my buttons, so I must click my own. Ah, like I said, bluegrass was fun, and it very, very. Like I say, all music does it. It always ends back up reminding me of something that I don't really want to remember. Or in this case, it was the one that got away. The guy. I mean, she didn't really get away. I let her go away because it was just weird. All this whole trip back there down to the bluegrass, was when I was in it. I had a companion. We weren't together. We were friends,
Mm.
and I always wanted to go more, and it was just always weird, and we would disconnect and find each other. So I thought, it was destined to be in the stars. But now since then, I've requited. I've not required. I've expressed. I've told her how I felt, and it was not received. So no longer the dream.
Oh
But
yeah, the unrequited. I understand.
Is this a
yeah,
person? This is
it
a
was
person I
requited. I
know.
think it
Yeah.
just wasn't recepted. I don't received. I don't know. You had me puckering with some calamity cubes there, Kevin, but I guess you didn't. You said it after the words, and these
Mhm.
two were the the, the calamity cubes. I fell in love with them immediately. Brooks, big voice, and like I said, I know them now, but not like we're not like friends. I was so giddy when Joey knew my name at the Yoshi Fest. I was like, he knows my name. I was like, they were just so fucking cool. I didn't ever approach them. And like I said, I was there with this gal that I was trying to, woo or whatever. So I mean, like, I'm not gonna go talk to dudes. I'm trying to, win her over. But Never Had It is my song from them off of I think it's just the Calamity Cubes album. It's the album with the cubes on it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they got two out, and the main one is the one with the cubes on it.
Yeah, I think they got like three. They got one with them drawing like skateboarders, but they had a lot of a movie. They were on soundtracks. Like
Mhm.
6 or 7 sound, maybe not that many.
They're on a bunch of comps too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one's not on the Spotify. I had to go to the YouTube to find it, but I always go listen to it. That whole album is just it just took me back because I remember, we were there together when I found them. I don't know if I think she had known about them and she had probably turned me on to them, so that's probably why I liked it so much. All right, number 4. Like I said, I did not have time to type my list, so I am number 4. We're gonna go ahead and bring it in with the OG, the second generation, I guess, not the OGs, because the OGs were different. But Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and the song on this one was "In the Pines," which I think was even then a cover. I can't think of Muddy, not
Belly,
huh?
Lead Belly cover.
Lead Belly, yes, yeah.
Mhm.
Lead Belly had wrote that originally,
Mhm.
and so, but in their version's pretty good too, and it's got the bluegrass, and like I say, they definitely set the sound of what traditional bluegrass is. There's no drums. I mean, there's percussion with some other things, but there's no drums, and it's always with. Sometimes they're singing, but to me, you got to have the big acapella, not the acapellas, but the big harmonies.
Mhm.
Like they're always having, got the guy going hard in the background, just just doing the with this. It's just you got to have it for me, and you got to have the banjo for me, and you got to have the mandolin and the fiddle.
And the ukulele, and the squeeze box,
No,
and
no.
the saw, and the
There may have been some saws in this, but this was pretty much. I mean, you could tell they were all like kind of almost classically trained. They were. They didn't. They had a little bit of. It was precision. The second generation with the Bill Monroe,
Mhm.
they had taken all that unpolished stuff from the first generation that never got recorded because it was played in the mountains around the fire pits and all that.
Mhm.
And,
it's also the big band era too when all this was going on. I think that's probably why the recordings then were like that,
yeah,
Mhm.
because you had the big band who had a lot of those same instruments in it. So I wonder if these were big band guys doing bluegrass
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's
that
all the
makes
same time
sense.
period. It's all the same time period.
Well, and like I said, Bill Monroe had a lot of different sounds. He did have a band, versions of his band with drums in it, and it almost sounded more jazz, I think, even. But it, like I said, maybe even big band, but it did not sound bluegrass. But that was, different album. Well, you can't really call them albums because they weren't recording albums then. But This is now a modern day comp. Somebody had compiled them, but different songs, different projects. Maybe I think that might be a better word. Now, my number 3, we're going to take it forward a lot further to Old Crow and the Medicine Show. I fell in love with these guys. These are good. Through the COVID years, and when they couldn't tour, they started doing like a TV show, like old Hee Haw.
Okay.
Have guests on, and it was just such a fun. I mean, they had much more bigger budget than within us over at Art Assault or even here at FMLO. So we just had to deal with it.
Yeah.
But my song is Alabama High Test because you gotta have. I don't really know what Alabama High Test is. I always imagine what it is because he's gonna go to jail if he gets caught with it.
Probably moonshine.
There you go. I didn't think. I was thinking more white powders, but you know.
We're talking Alabama here. It's moonshine.
It could be moonshine. It could be the white powders.
High test, so you can pour it into your engine, man. Make it run.
Yeah. I mean that makes sense. All right. See, now I don't. I'm on number. I'm looking for my number 2 here. And good golly, let's try going here. Okay, so I guess we will go with I am 2. Yes, okay, I am 2. Oh, I gotta narrow it down here. We're gonna narrow it down. Number 2 is the band. The band is called Green Sky Bluegrass. The song is called Burn Them. They're way newer. I don't know when the album came out. I'm not digging into it, but it's basically he's just, tired of living that life and he's just going to be a villain, I mean, he's not going to do bad things. He's just going to not look very clean and he's going to twirl his mustache like this.
And he's going to burn them.
Burn them.
Burning Man.
Just regular stuff.
There was, Bluegrass had a lot of excessive violence.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just like, I'm going to go kill this guy. I'm going to really, I'm going to take his toenails and shove them up his nose. Or I don't know. I mean,
tar and feather. There's a lot of that.
One of my Calamity Cube song was Ivan that almost made the list, but it was less sentimental and it was like crazy. And it was a Joey song because the Calamity Cube's always like, either Brooke would take the lead and they just kind of switch off. And I'm pretty sure they did that to their own songs. So Joey probably wrote this one. This was crazy. Have you heard it, Kevin? Ivan?
Yes.
Pretty messed up song, but yeah. A lot of excessive violence that, just like, wow. That got out of hand really fast.
A lot of violence and a lot of devil stuff,
Yeah.
A lot of that.
It's hellfire music. Telling you.
Yeah.
That's why a whole generation called Darkgrass that came out, and that was, a few years ago. That's goddamn
subgenres
and all those Whiskey Steel, and oh my god, I could go on and on.
Yeah, well, my number 1 is back to some locals, hometown favorites, Split Lip Rayfield. And I don't know, this is the best damn name I've ever heard, and I can never remember it. I always remember Scroat Belly. I mean, like I said, I follow Wayne. I'm never not friends with Wayne, but I follow Wayne and his new band and the Briggermans, which we've had on as guests and everything. And so,
I have to do a retraction here. With Split Rayfield that has the gas.
Yeah, I know. I almost wanted to slap you when you said that. I didn't know if I did.
I think, but I've seen Scroat Belly play, and I think he sat in.
He may be the bass player on there. I know.
Yeah.
I know Wayne is in both, but the bass player may be as well. He made it up like a 50s Mercury gas tank and a big piece of hickory and, like you said, a weed whacker string. And but my song, it was, again, this was I never seen them live. This band I never seen, but I was going through their music after I remembered their name. I was talking to that guy from work. I was like, it's not Scroat Belly. It's I knew it had 3 words, and 3 words. And he's like, oh, yeah, Split Lip Rayfield. I'm like, yes, Jesus. I was thinking all day. I was like searching, Scroat Belly and related, and I was just, I couldn't find it, couldn't remember it. And this is like happened multiple times. But my song by them is Factory, because I don't know if you guys have probably never worked in a factory. I don't know. I mean, you spent most of your career military there, Kevin, and then
Mhm.
offices, right? So you went from
No.
you have. I spent 20 years in factory, and I hated every minute of it.
Yeah,
And
I
this
spent
song,
about 2 years in the factory, and I said never again.
yeah.
Instead, I go places where they shoot me, try to blow me up. And
Anything but a
my
factory.
dance job was only my last 6 years here because I was a case manager on the streets for 8 years. So no, I have not been behind a desk that much.
Well, I can't do the factory life. It's not for me. The song, he's like, you got to kiss a lot of butt in the factory, and like, yeah, you know, the politics, and you got to deal with these people that, in most reality, I mean, a lot of the management I seen in these factories were like I said, their wives yelled at them and beat them when they're at home, so they come to work and then they got the power, you know, power tripping. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. You got to do it their way.